Hello, hello, beautiful person watch this. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Ironclad run. Lately, as I play the game for improvement and for fun, I've been recording my runs, and when I win, I upload them with some commentary and some general discussion about this beautiful game that we play. Today, I wasn't super excited about any of those options, so I chose Boss Swap, and I received Astrolabe, always exciting, and received a Bludgeon Plus among a couple decent block cards. And that's very exciting. Bludging our way through the Spire. And I see on the left side there, the only real 3 elite path is there, so I'm going to go through there, but avoid taking the early shop just because this path looks a bit better to me. And pretty good turn 1 there against Mr. Worm. Rage actually blocking, pretty good. And since we've received basically all of the damage we need with just 1 copy of Bludgeon Plus, there's no need to take these trash commons like Heavy Blade or Perfected Strike. Normally you might want one of those on floor 1 if you know, you're with the base deck, but no need this time around. And some people may get this sort of transform and not really know what to do with it. Like, do I lean into this big attack thing? Do I build a bludgeon deck? And that's sort of as you improve the game, you realize that thinking about building a anything deck really is sort of a fallacy. It's just a card that plays a role. It's an attack card, and there's no need to lean into it anymore. You can really think of it as like, I now no longer need any damage in Act 1 because I have Bludgeon. And so you can then choose to be a lot more picky with your cards. You don't need to take bad attacks. There's no need. And instead, look for sort of these better scaling cards and build the deck that you would really like to have while being a bit more picky with your other cards that you're adding to your deck. The main reason that you are adding most cards in Act 1 is just because you have to add them to kill Gremlin Knob, or you'll die. And Lagavulin, of course, and Sentries. They're all rather tough. And so we find a Battle Trance and upgrade it. Battle Trance will more consistently draw my Bludge. Here I whiff on Bash and Bludgeon, which is a bit tough, sadly. So I do rip the Vulnerable Pot just because probably won't need it, and I have Entropic Brew, so we'll be using that soon. And sadly, 67 health is a bad number. Bludge will be doing 63, but only taking 6. You really can't complain about a 6 damage Gremlin Knob fight. Very happy about that. And these are some good looking cards. Blood for Blood's a good attack. Spot Weakness is pretty good. And then, but it turns out that I already have so much damage, and Strength does not scale well with Bludgeon, so I take the early Burning Pact there to set up for later. And this is what I'm talking about. You take Disarm, you take the Burning Pact. They're not particularly amazing yet. Really, my game plan right now is just Battle Trance Bludgeon every turn. But eventually, these cards that are these late game exhaust kind of cards are going to be very good, and sort of the best thing Ironclad can be doing, generally speaking, is this Dark Embrace, Feel No Pain kind of thing. So here I have the option to Bludgeon right away, but I have 0 cards in my discard or my draw pile, so we'll be reshuffling here, looking to draw Battle Trance and or Bludgeon there to do 63 instead. And if I hadn't played the way I did, then Ghostly Armor would have gotten exhausted because it has Ethereal, and I wanted to keep that around just in case. There's Bludgeon again. It's not vulnerable, so it won't die. So I decide to just Rage Bash instead, and then next turn looking to kill again. And we draw the Battle Trance, and we draw the Bludgeon, so I believe that was a 0 damage Lagavulin fight. Definitely happy with how I played that one. And we're offered some cards here. Intimidate, already looking kind of good to me. Intimidate's a bit tough. Do I take it over Shrug? It's reasonable, I think. But yeah, with Battle Trance and Bludgeon, these 0 cost cards can, you know, suddenly become a lot better. Intimidate is definitely a card that was a bit hard to evaluate for me. I used to never take it ever, and it just felt a little bit too low impact, sort of like worse Piercing Whale. But it turns out Piercing Whale is so insane that it's not bad. And costing 0 is really good. If you get Dark Embrace, it draws you a card. If you get Feel No Pain, it also gains you block. So it's one of those cards that just kind of becomes better as the run goes on. It's a very nice role player for these sort of exhaust decks. And there's Dark Embrace. I don't think too long about that one. Again, not quite at its best yet, but definitely taking it for later. And skipping the Dark Embrace there, getting to exactly 62, so Bludgeon kills. That's a 0 damage Gremlin Knob fight. So far these fights have been very, very good. And I think I'm playing pretty well also. And now we have a Shrug offered to us. I do have a Lantern, making me have 4 energy on turn 1. And we get a shop. Very nice. And Feel No Pain is offered. That's very nice. So we've got our nice shell of our late game already. We have Dark Embrace, Feel No Pain in our deck. And we were able to comfortably get through the act while adding these greedier cards to our deck with the power of Bludgeon Plus. So Bludgeon Plus you would kind of consider to not be an amazing card. It's very sad normally when you're offered it as your rare at the end of the first act, or second act, of course. But finding it on floor 0, already upgraded, allows you to get through Act 1 super comfortably and add the nice scaling cards to your deck. And we are back. I did just have to step away there, so the timer will be much higher than it was just a moment ago, but just planning on editing that part out, so production quality. And I actually make a mistake here. I forgot that I had 4 energy. So I was like, oh man, I can't bludgeon the looter because I'm gonna take 11, and then I realized that I have 4 energy after, so my brain is just not working. I could have just Ghostly Armored instead of using the potion. It's fine. And I'm like, oh, I can still play this card, whoops. But it's fine. One of the only real significant mistakes I make in the run, I would say. I think I've overall played this run unusually well for me. Which is cool. It means maybe I'm improving. Second Battle Trance. Nah, I already have Dark Embrace. And other cards are bad. At the moment. And some good upgrades here. Burning Pact is good, but of course Dark Embrace. Getting that in play for only 1 is really good. I do find a Snecko Eye, so the upgrade ends up being bad, and that's something to consider. If you are going into the next act thinking, man, Snecko Eye would be really good if I find it, then you may choose to prioritize the energy upgrades less. That is a real thing. And it's definitely something that better players than me, like Jorbs, are definitely really considering. They're definitely thinking ahead more than me. And like making decisions about cards they take and upgrade depending on what relics they think they would want from the Act 1 boss. And like against Hexaghost, I did not need the Dark Embrace upgrade, so could have definitely instead upgraded Feel No Pain or Burning Pact instead, and would have been better, indeed. So debatably a mistake. Gotta weave in the bludgeon there. Need to play bludgeon every time I draw it pretty much against Mr. Ghost. But Disarm is going to carry this fight rather hard. It's only be hitting for 3x6 during the big attack here. And Bronze Scale is also extremely good in this fight, basically dealing like 75 damage or something like that. Probably. Play defend and pass, and then next time I draw bludgeon it will be dead. And I believe I checked my draw pile and saw it. Yep, so goodbye. And we found Corruption with our Dark Embrace upgraded, Feel No Pain, etc. So definitely clicking on that. And we found Snecko Eye. Snecko Eye is particularly good with Corruption. It helps you draw it because it draws you 2 extra cards a turn. And then when you have Corruption in play, all of your skills cost 0 anyway, which eliminates the downside of your skills being random cost, since they all cost 0. So a very, very strong start here, for sure. And I'm happy with my decisions. I definitely, you know, I used the bludgeon well, I would say. Didn't take any more attacks than I needed. Just, okay, we got the bludgeon, now we build our late game deck already, and it worked out. And when you do find corruptions, I'm sure I would like to talk about this because I know I'm getting some new players watching my channel. Appreciate the support so far, by the way. And definitely some people looking for some tips, etc. I'm happy to give that if I can. So Corruption can be a really scary card. It's kind of like Wraithformish, where it feels like once you've played it, you sort of have to win quickly, or you will die because you've run out of stuff. And so when you do find Corruption, it's definitely a bit of an art. You have to know how to play your cards. As a general rule, you should never play more skills than you need to in a turn. It's very tempting to just play your whole hand. You're constantly drawing skills with Dark Embrace, and you can play all of them. But the thing is that because they all exhaust themselves, you'll eventually run out of gas. And you can think of like every single skill in your deck is so premium now because they all cost 0, they all draw you a card, they all block with Feel No Pain. And you just have to play as many skills as you need to full block in the turn, do what you need to do, and then stop playing skills. And generally speaking, you will be good. So now we have Snecko Eye Bludgeon as actually rather good. Instead of costing 3, it costs 0 to 3. And so we duplicate and we hit the Bludgeon. Could have been several other cards, but I wanted to have fun here. And we take the Super Lead just because we can. Get that out of the way. If you are able to comfortably take a Super Lead and the path doesn't look bad in an earlier act, then that's very good because you're sort of at the mercy of the game. If you just go into Act 3, you have to take the Super Lead in Act 3 if you don't have the key already. And so if that path happens to just be pretty ugly, then you are kind of cooked. Just have to deal with it. So if you are able to comfortably do the Super Lead earlier, it's obviously a very good thing for you to do. And I want this Liquid Bronze. I'm already thinking about the heart at this point, and Liquid Bronze can stick around dealing so much damage to the heart. And we got max HP Book of Stabbing, and Book of Stabbing is basically normal health now because we have Preserved Insect, and we do have Disarm and Bronze Scales, so this should be pretty easy. I don't play the Rage there, I'm already full blocking, so it's fine. Don't play Dark Embrace before this for some reason, there we go. Not a mistake. I figured it out. And so I could have played Defend there, but it only would have blocked for 5. So I play Ghostly Armor instead, and I leave the Defend in my deck. I can draw it for later. And there's double Bludgeon again. Bludged! I haven't been saying bludged, my bad. Seeing Red and Burning Pact are both quite good, but get a little more energy, that's fine. And then now we have several good upgrades. Corruption, a useless upgrade because we have Snecko Eye, so basically Feel No Pain versus Shockwave there. I decide on Shockwave. And I had a comment recently about my beta art being ugly. Some of them I stand by, of course. Disarm will always stay on, it's too funny. But for a while I hadn't even thought about my beta art, like it was just on and like I didn't even notice it anymore, and then it never even occurred to me that it would matter at all. So I'm not going to turn stuff off if I really like it, of course, but I'm now going back and considering, like, hey, do I really even want this beta art? And blue is my favorite color, so turning off Shockwave and putting it back on blue is actually cool with me. And we were 1 off lethal on turn 1. We had 84, and then it has 3 malleables, so it would have been at 1 HP. So I pass instead, and it's going to still comfortably die with me taking no damage here. And we did boss swap, so we don't even have the Ironclad regen, but we haven't missed it one moment this run. Been very, very comfortable. Love to see it. And now we have Centurion and Mystic, I believe. Trying to remember all the names of every monster in the game. Full block there. Draw our good cards. Centurion dies exactly. And here I decide to keep going a little bit because I can draw this disarm, and then if I clear out this discard pile, I'll draw the bludgeon like for sure next turn. So just do that, and then goodbye. I would have always drawn it anyway. You could just keep playing skills until you get there, of course. But I knew it was inconsequential there. And considering Carnage here, it exhausts itself if I don't want it, and then it's just like a nice, powerful attack that could cause 0 with this Neko. But I pass. No need. And here we are against Gremlin Leader. Gremlin Leader only has 115 health, and Bludgeon plus Bludgeon conveniently does 126, so I realize I can just point Bludgeon at Gremlin Leader and it's dead in 2 turns. So, an unusual Gremlin Leader fight. Normally, you gotta kill the little dudes, but bludged. Potion Belt's nice. Lets us save our potions for the heart much more comfortably. And there's a Reaper. It's pretty good. No strength or anything in my deck, but with Snecko it feels really good. Exhaust as well, so good exhaust synergy there. But you're definitely not taking Reaper because it exhausts. Just a good heal card. It will probably have strength eventually. Bludgeon is good and all, but it's not going to be all the damage we need for the entire run. Gonna need some help eventually. Bludged. Bludged. Just pass here. And then, yeah, if you see that you have all these skills and you don't have your Dark Embrace in play or your Feel No Pain in play yet, then you can just wait and draw them later. The skills become better as your powers enter play. This is only if you have Corruption in play, of course. If your skill happens to be playable and you don't have Corruption in play, then you can just play it, and it won't be exhausted, so you'll draw it again later, regardless. Bludged. I save the artifact pot also for the heart and forget to use it. Excellent play by me. And there's Corruption, Dark Embrace. Here I play Shrug, so I draw the Dazed, which are very, very good. You fool! You're helping me. And I know I have Bludgeon in there, so I just decided to draw a little bit. I could just pass and kill it next turn. Like, could just pass. But I decided to draw for it. And there's an Uppercut. So again with Snecko Eye, these high cost attacks, these value cards as they were, become a lot better. You're drawing 2 extra cards a turn, and they could also cost 1 or 0. And going into Automaton, which has 3 artifact charges, so would definitely like a bit of help applying that vulnerable to Automaton. So I do take it. It's not amazing, but I do think it was the correct decision. Kind of a rough turn 1 here. I do want to get this Feel No Pain in play, of course, and then the rest of the turn is kind of whatever, so I just bludge. Bludged. I could have also not done that and Art of War. Keep Art of War up. And this is tough. taking 24, and every card in my hand costs 2 or 3. Corruption's not here. Dark Embrace isn't here. So, a little bit awkward. Definitely not what I wanted to see. And I know this one on the left here could be taking Corruption, so it's 50-50 chance it'd be taking Corruption there. So I bludge that one so I can get it back next turn, and luckily I get a 0-cost attack so I can put Corruption in play. So, a little bit fortunate there that I was able to get my Corruption back and play it, but also unlucky that I was even in that position in the first place, I would argue. Just probably block enough here. No need to play Shrug yet, a little bit too much juice there. I know that's going to take my Bludgeon. I'm overblocking by a lot here, but it's fine. But this is what I'm talking about, like, didn't need to play so many skills here, could have saved them for the big Hyper Beam turn. So, arguably a mistake. Make sure it's vulnerable and weakened. It's only going to be hitting me for 41. Disarm and weaken. Bringing it down a bit. And I want a Reaper because why not? And it turns out it's just dead, actually. So I would have lived this turn, of course. I have Rage in play, a million skills, so I full blocked and killed it. Very strong. And these cards are all pretty solid. I'm already exhausting so much, don't really need this Fiend Fire, could be awkward. And Impervious, Exhume both look rather good here. But I do take Exhume, I have so much exhaust synergy stuff going on, I would just love to be able to Exhume with Corruption in play, get whatever skill I want from the exhaust pile toolbox, and keep it going. It's really quite good. Exhume can be awkward if you draw it before your exhaust cards, but with Snecko Eye, drawing 2 extra cards a turn, a little bit less of a concern. I do consider here, though, for quite some time, it seems. I did really want the Impervious also. If I could have taken both, I would have. Impervious is excellent with Snecko Eye and Corruption. And we're offered Pandas with only like 3 defense in our deck. And the skills are actually good. Like, if they were to be changed into any attack, basically, it would be worse than just having defense, because defense, draw a card and cost 0, and block for 8. So between Cursed Key and Fusion Hammer, I still don't have Blue Key yet, so I'm definitely getting at least 1 curse, and I would rather just... I don't think there's any super pressing upgrade at this point that I need. So, just take the Fusion Hammer, it's fine. And I do have Dreamcatcher, so if I rest for no health, I still at least get a card reward. And then I can go wherever I want. Already have Green Key, so I take this path. We are already full blocking. Just play Uppercut or Clothesline. I probably took a Clothesline and didn't even mention it, because I had this Snecko Eye now. Then, just that nice. Again, same reason I took Uppercut, basically. It applies a status, etc. And here we get a shop, and there's Medkit. Medkit is excellent with our exhaust energies. And I'm like, what do I even card remove here? Bash goes here. It's basically just much worse than Uppercut and Clothesline. I don't need all of them. I have Shockwave also. And I consider clicking on Flame Barrier, but it costs 80, whatever. And definitely valuing my gold there. Flame Barrier is a great card. I would have taken it if it cost 0, but it is not quite worth the gold there. And then we get a wheel. Again, I'm running extremely hot on this event in general. I almost never get a bad result there. And there we find gold. The gold, of course, scaling per act. 100 gold if you find it in Act 1, 200 in Act 2, etc. So we're in Act 3. Got 300 big ones there. Very happy to see that. And I do have the option later in the act to go to either a store or an elite, and now with that gold I'm definitely going to be choosing the elite. Here I make sure I block before attacking Mr. Spiker, and it gets bludged. Like zooming for no reason. Sure. And there's a Flame Barrier Plus that costs 0 gold. In fact, it even gains me 9 gold. Ceramic Fish moment. And here, pretty awkward turn 1, but we do have Feel No Pain Corruption in our hands, so just play those. Not being attacked. And the Maw is hitting us for 30. It's very rude. We just play till we full block. Eat those cards. Gonna play Dropkick there, mistake. Itty bitty mistake. Insignificant, but a mistake nonetheless. I'm gonna play Dropkick again, but in this case it costs 2, so it's reasonable not to want to play it, I think. But passing with 1 energy there. But the Dropkick would have gained me. Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, any damage that isn't playing Bludgeon is very insignificant. It's like, what are the odds that that, whatever, 6 damage is going to matter? I was weakened, so not doing the full 8 or whatever it's supposed to do. When I'm just going to bludge. And definitely looking for some scaling at this point. Demon Form would be cool. You know, something that, like, when I put it in play, I gain power each turn that passes. Right now, I pretty much just have Bludgeon as my damage, which is not amazing. And that Inflame was there. It's only 2 strength. I don't have dual wield or anything like that. Not that I would want to sit there and dual wield Inflame anyway. I can't even upgrade it. So I do pass on the Inflame. It's no amazing scaling card. It's just a little bit nice. I do have Reaper, but it's just not quite good enough. Especially with Snecko, it's going to cost 2 or 3 sometimes, and that's unplayable. And so I'm deciding I might go right because this left way has a rest site and I'm so full health already and I can't upgrade that I'm like, man, it's awkward. But I still want 2 elites and I can still get a card reward from resting, so I do in fact go left, take 2 elites. Bludged. Play the Shrug first. Nope. That's a mistake. Of course, Battle Trance causing you to not be able to draw cards for the rest of the turn, so should have played Shrug first, drawn a card, and then play the Battle Trance. Probably actually cost me 2 health here, but I mean, I have Reaper in my deck, and it's only 2 health. All good. Very kind of the minions to shuffle wounds into my deck so I can draw more cards and gain more block. It's Reaper. So I'm counting right now. for sure. I remember counting. 36 plus 25, 61. So I like to block a little more. And then I can Reaper, and then next turn Bludge. Oh, I can just Reaper next turn also, if I'm full blocking here. Unless it dies? Okay. So, there we go. Well played. And I find a Courier, which is actually making that shop that's coming up much, much better. And there's a feed. We are in the halfway through Act 3, and I still take this feed. It is that good. If you are not valuing feed, you must reconsider. Even if it gains me only 20 health here. I can't even upgrade it either. But it's still that good. I do think about it though. And there's a spot weakness. It costs 0 with corruption, and I can also exhume it if I need to. So not gonna say no to that. It's kind of better in flame, really. The fact that it's a skill makes it much better. Also doesn't give Woke Bird strength, for example. There's corruption. Very nice. Don't have Feel No Pain in play yet, so not blocking very much. So I definitely want to play only as many skills as I need to here and then move on. And it is intangible, so I don't feel the need to bludge here. Otherwise I would just kill it. I may exhume for spot weakness. Or disarm, even. Just make it do no damage to me. Seems reasonable. Was not necessary there. Probably should have done spot weakness instead. Just to make sure I can kill this turn. So, debatably a mistake, inconsequential. Then can get my feet off here, up to 88. And then check the card reward before taking War Paint, just in case you get a good skill you want to upgrade. Small optimization. Many people just click through the rewards, but it's definitely best to think before you take the rewards, especially because there are some relics that you actually don't want. Every time you kill any elite, you should pause and make sure you actually process what the relic does. Bottled Flame is an excellent example of a relic you often don't want to click, even if it's not against a blue key. And if you have Cursed Key, you would not want Tiny Chest, etc., etc. I decide to play one more defense so I can bludge with no damage. And this Guardian is going to get cooked. Disarm again. I'm just BMing at this point. Totally unnecessary. And here I just go, because I may be able to just kill with feed this turn. He only costs 1. And there it is. Was this turn 2? Goodbye, Guardian. Find a Thread and Needle. It's pretty solid relic. Here's another Seeing Red. I'm looking at my potions. I definitely think Skill Potion's better than at least one of these. Probably Upgrade Pot. Maybe Vulnerable Pot. Also, I have so much Vulnerable already. So yeah, that probably goes. And then there's a Seeing Red again. I think I skipped a Seeing Red earlier. Yeah, okay. No, there it is. No need for more energy at this point. I just want to draw Corruption more consistently, so. Look at that. Could have been a second Seeing Red right there. I think I actually take some damage in this fight. Unlucky draw next turn. So taking 25 here. And don't have Feel No Pain in play yet is the big reason why. So I do Rage, Drop Kick, and then Defend as the draw. Not amazing. So just block for as much as I can, move on. I can Reaper if I really want. And that time I knew I was going to draw Dark Embrace, so just no need to shrug first. Check the draw pile, had exactly 4 cards in it. And looking to feed again, and we get there, up to 94. If only we didn't have Snecko, I could just do the Dropkick Infinite already, but Snecko is amazing here, so definitely not complaining about that. And we go this way to take the shop with our 600 gold, and we find this event as well, so we get a rare relic. Definitely happy to see this. Mind Bloom and this event is like really good. It's exactly what you're looking for really in Act 3. And if I leave the Ghostly Armor in my hand, I will draw the card at the end of the turn, so I have it for my next turn, so it's better than just playing it right now, or full blocking. Little Flambe. There's Bludge, but I'm actually looking to double feed here. The Zoom, so we just chill. Get feed on one of them here. And yeah, I mean, I've uploaded some previous runs where I have a bit of a hard time feeding, like I keep messing it up or not thinking about it or whatever, but here, despite the fact that it happened so late in the run, I'm very diligent with my feeds. I'm doing every feed that I can, which is good. I skip and flame again. Here, because I have Courier, I want to see what's in the power pile. Like, it'll refresh. So I do click and flame here, hoping for Demon Form or something like that behind it. But it happens to be Rupture, I remember, and Rupture doesn't do anything here. So I pass. And here, looking at... I mirror Exhume, that is not a card move. So, definitely a good one there. And then now we're card removing. And probably defend here. Normally it would be some attack, but all my attacks are actually rather premium here. Could have been Clothesline. Clothesline plus. But defend is still probably worse. If I draw it before the corruption, at least. And then there's another Thorns Pot. That's more damage against the heart that I may or may not need. So yeah, I still haven't found any strength scaling, so I'm thinking about the heart. I've been thinking about the heart for quite a while here. And having double Thorns Pot plus Bronze Scales pretty much shores up that fight. That's going to be, every time it 15 times attacks you, that's 45 damage per thing, 135 damage. And then I also have a Flame Barrier, so I could literally do the entire 200 damage to the heart with one, like just because it multi-attacked me. And then 2 Exhumes and Corruption for the Flame Barrier to get it back, sometimes. And Wokebird could be a bit tough here. We do have to kill it before it kills us, and we have a limited amount of skills in our deck. So eventually we will run out of block and it will just be hitting us. I do get to double feed here against the birds, and we did find a Charon's Ashes as well. I didn't comment on that, but Charon's Ashes is definitely popping off here. Giving us some nice little supplemental damage. Our attacks are costing quite a bit here. I could have played the Reaper here, but I don't, just in case I need to heal a little, I suppose. It damages me. Flame barrier is pretty good here, blocks and does 24. Could have been spot weakness there, to be honest. It's fine though. And then I end my turn early. I have the thread and needle full blocking there. And here I can bludge and then play my inflame and it will not gain the strength. Have to play other powers early, of course. Those are too strong to not play, but can save inflame for after. And then we of course have this uppercut to continue playing weak and vulnerable. That's very, very nice. Shockwave is excellent, but it only gets to be played once. So sad. And we got there. 0 damage, Wokebird fight. I think I played that really well, to be honest. And Shockwave. So I play Shrug first. It costs 0, and then it lets me play it one more time. So if you have a 0 cost skill with Snecko, you can play it before Corruption, and then you get another go at it later. It's always nice. And refraining from going Seeing Red Bludgeon there because I want to get all my stuff in play quickly. And Time Eater will end my turn eventually. And so here, pretty awkward. Only 4 cards left, and I have Thread and Needles, so I can just pass. And more damage. Got a block for 24? Or is it only 21 because it's weak? Yeah. Now we have all of our stuff in place, so it should be pretty smooth, hopefully. Yeah, definitely looking to probably play 12 cards here. I get spot weakness this time, looking for a little more scaling there. Very sad, bludgeon costing 3 there. There's Disarm. Somehow not getting played before that point. Considered getting rid of Reaper over Slimed there, kind of insane. And so I could bludge right here, but it would split, and that would be a bad split. It would split like just below 240 pretty much. So I wait. Of course, Time Eater, once it gets below 240, the next turn will set himself back to 240 no matter how low you get him, unless you kill immediately. So here we can get a much better split. And looking to draw the bludges again. Boom, boom. And yeah, that looks good to me. Just making sure I don't accidentally kill it because I still want to feed. But I could have... No, I couldn't have, because Reaper does too much damage. So I have to choose between Feed or Reaper, and then I realize that Feed is better. So, yep, do end up feeding after all. And up to 109. So we started at 85, up to 109. That's 24 health Feed has gotten us. That's pretty good, and only in like 10 floors or something. Let me get to rest, and there's a Sentinel, which is fine with Corruption. And a few options here, but I realize that with all this damage I've taken with my potions against the heart that I don't really need this limit break, even though it's fun. Would have loved to click on both here, but With only 140 gold, the choices are card remove, limit break, bag of prep, and bag of prep. Helps me find the really important powers as fast as possible. Flame Barrier costs 1, so I play it before Corruption. Get to go at it again later. Intimidate breaks the artifacts. And then Ghostly Armor is going to go anyway. Should have probably played it then over the other block cards if that was what I did. And then I'm looking to find Dark Embrace. Of course. And so I can exhume the Shockwave to basically block for 12 for Ghostly Armor. Oh no, I have Uppercut in my hand. And so I realize now I should keep the burns in my deck. I'm already full blocking. And the burns later will draw me a card. They are literally good to have in my deck, essentially skills. And then we find that, and a 0-cost bludgeon. So, would have full blocked anyway, and then killed it anyway. Could have double fed here too, to be honest. Probably. And I already played both exhumes, so this worked out. Do I pass? I think I do. I could uppercut. Yeah. Get to feed here. And there's the burns again, but don't need them. I know I only have 4 cards in my deck, so just Battle Trance feed. And there is another Seeing Red here. This time I'm like, alright, bag of prep now. Sure. Take another one. I think. Looks more reasonable than the one that I skipped earlier. And so here I use both the bronze potions, of course, liquid bronze. But I forget to artifact pot. I don't know how or why. The only time the hard apply status is to you is this turn, so. But it's cool. Looks like it applies vulnerable first, which is the one I care about the least. It's really not even that good. Disarm is amazing. Blocking for 45. Pretty good card. And yeah, can save everything, including the wound. Look at that damage. Here I'm going to block as much as I can. It's not even really important. I kind of go overboard here, I would say. Find a Rage. I should play the Rage. Not sure why I didn't play the Rage. Mistake. Yeah, I can just take the 40 here and it doesn't matter at all. And next time around I won't be vulnerable or frail and I can keep going. I was trying to like perfect the heart or something, I think. And play the feed. If I feel like it. It does cost 3, but I was considering it just because no need to feed anymore. It's the last fight. And it does exhaust. So just playing attacks to gain health with, or block with the Rage, despite doing no damage. And then, yep, only take 5. It's pretty good. Should play Sentinel first. But I think I thought that the Feeling of Pain would go off before the Beat of Death there. Foolish. Did it again. Not sure why I don't play Sentinel. Sentinel, pretty good. Maybe I'm saving it for later. Or maybe I'm going to play it at the end of the turn after taking the damage. Oh, and I was going to Reaper anyways. I didn't care about the damage. I see. Very smart. Past me playing better than current me. And then that's when I realized, oh, I still have this artifact pod for no reason. Whoops. Yeah, just do the full damage that I can, and then I can just block. I don't even need Flame Barrier anymore, it's already doing so much damage. Yeah, I can just exhume a Flame Barrier now. Just for the block. If only he was doing the other attack to me this turn. Yeah, it's already, I've already expended my 200 damage for this turn. No need to play anything else. And I got to exhume a disarm, so it's still hitting me for 0 times 15. That's pretty good. And if you attack this turn, then the damage will reset, so it goes back to 200, and then it will attack you, so it'll actually just kill itself here. And I got to get my Flame Barrier back again, so it's going to be a brutal kill. Stop hitting yourself. And we did it. So overall, I'd say I played that run pretty well, unusually well for how well I normally play, and also definitely a very good deck, so ended up being extremely smooth victory there, I would say. One of the smoothest wins that I've ever had in this game. Was never even close to dying in this run. Never didn't have it. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that extremely smooth Ironclad run. And as always, have a beautiful day.